What up everybody, it's Anime Junkie and welcome to part 1 to What If Deku Was Evil, and now let's get to the intro.
I'm not the one you wanna fuck with. Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Right in front to get myself a lamb color cuss for the game. Leave him hanging by his chain. Click bang, feeling rage, feeling fire in my brain, feel insane. And it's slowly feeling flames, feeling fun to my brain, bringing more please no glory.
Okay guys, I'm finally doing this What If series. I know you've been asking for this What If series for a long time, and I've been just ignoring it because I didn't think of it as much, or it's probably because I didn't actually have a good story about it. And yeah, I wasn't really that interested in it, but now I am interested in it because I just thought of a really good story that I will be interested in, and I hope you guys are interested in it too. So here's how the story goes. Deku is gonna be quirkless just like normal. He's gonna be quirkless. So it's exactly what happens in the actual story. Deku cries, he doesn't really care, he wants to have a quirk, but he's really sad about it and he's depressed and stuff like that. So right after that, a few weeks later, his house gets attacked by a normal thief, robber. It's not a full-fledged villain, it's not like someone from the Action Vanguard Squad or something. It's like some normal villain, or no, not normal villain, but it's some kind of robber, thief, something like that. So his house does get attacked, but that's not the robber's main objective. He just wants to go inside the house and stay there for a while because the heroes are chasing him and he doesn't want to get caught. So he thought he was gonna trick them, and by going inside a house and just waiting it out until they clear the area so he can leave. But he didn't know that somebody was already in the house because it's kind of gloomy in the house. Deku is depressed because he doesn't have a quirk. His mom is depressed because Deku doesn't have a quirk and she can't do anything about it. So the house is completely gloomy, and that's why it looks like nobody's in the house. So the robber mistakes it as a vacant house, so he goes inside, but then Deku's mom shouts and Deku runs out, and then the heroes also come inside the house, and then they see Deku's mom as a hostage and a knife next to her throat, and the robber is screaming, "Hey, I got a hostage, you better stay there, don't make any funny moves." So Deku's just looking at this, and he's just really in the hallway looking at everything. Like, he can see the heroes there, and he can see his mom being kept as a hostage, and he's really scared. But then he's looking at the heroes like, why aren't they doing anything? They're supposed to be heroes, right? And then, yeah, Deku's mom dies. Yeah, she gets killed by the robber, and the heroes did nothing. And he also saw the heroes just looking back, doing nothing, and let the robber go. The robber escaped, but after a few hours of searching, a few days, and they eventually caught the robber, but they didn't even bring him to justice. He just went to jail, and that's it. He didn't get punished and stuff like that. So yeah, he felt really unfair. He's like, and at this time, oh yeah, well, I was about to say that Deku doesn't look up to All Might yet, but he does look up to All Might. So this time he loses all hope in heroes. He says heroes are all fake, kind of like what Stain thinks. He's like, some heroes are good, but most of the majority heroes are worthless. That's why this world should go in chaos and run by villains. So yeah, he only thinks All Might is the only person who's capable of actually saving people and should be the hero. So yeah, he despises heroes now. He doesn't want to be a hero. He only puts, so all the notes that he had on different heroes, he's thrown them away. Now he's living alone, and some heroes visited him and he just ignores them and gives him the death stare, just like how Koda gave the death stares to every single class 1A student in the forest training camp. So that's exactly what's happening to Deku right now. So past a few days, it's about a week after Deku's mom's just died, and he's had the funeral and everything like that, and he's coming back from kindergarten. Baku just teased him again because he's quirkless, and then he sees this guy with a suit on, and he looks pretty weird, but everyone looks weird in this whole universe because mutants and stuff like that, so it's pretty normal. And then the guy thinks like, wait, that isn't the look of any kindergarten. So he actually calls him over, and Deku goes sit next to him, and Deku asks, "Why'd you call me over, mister?" And then the person says, "You look pretty sad, kid." And then he says, "Yeah, a robber just killed my mother a few days ago and the heroes did nothing. And Deku just lets loose every single emotion he was carrying. He was holding everything back and he just lets all the emotions come out of him. He's like releasing everything that the hatred, every pain that he felt, and the hatred for heroes and stuff like that. And you guys have probably already guessed who this cloaked man is. Not cloaked, but suited man is, and his face is all weird and stuff. So you probably already guessed who this is, and it's All For One. And the reason why I said his face is weird, it's not like he has fur or anything, but he doesn't have eyes and stuff like that, and he has this mask on. So yeah, so it's All For One, and he's sitting in front of the kindergarten's bench, and he's just sitting there and having a drink. So yeah, you probably already know where this is going. Deku's gonna become a villain and stuff like that, and he's gonna be getting a quirk from All For One. So after hearing Deku's this declaration of war or hatred and all the feelings that he hates about heroes, he understands that this kid has been through a lot and he is the perfect vessel to defeat All Might. And he already has a bunch of quirks that he thinks is gonna be amazing for him to have to defeat All Might, because he's been thinking of the power of One For All, and he's trying to figure out and trying to get and achieve this quirk and trying to mold these quirks together to create one really strong quirk. I'm going to tell you guys later on in this video, but right now let's continue with the story. So after he hears everything about Deku's life and whatever happened to him and his hatred of heroes, he comes to his senses and he's like, no, I totally love heroes. And he thinks that everybody loves heroes, so everybody's gonna look down on him because that's something like a villain thing and stuff like that. So All For One actually comforts him and he's like, I hate heroes too. They took away my face and everyone that I loved. So he actually made this up. I don't know if heroes took away anything that he loved. Maybe he just hates heroes that much for no reason. I don't think that's actually possible. And sorry for that train if you hear it again. Sorry, I live right in front of a train station. So yeah. Anyways, he sympathizes with this kid and he feels really bad for him, and he's like, okay, kid, do you want to become a villain? You hate heroes, right? If you become a hero, you can find those heroes that didn't protect your mother, and you can take down every hero that you think deserves to die. And Deku has this really bloodlust against heroes. He wants them to all suffer, die a painful death and stuff. And remember, this is a What If series where Deku's actually evil. This is not a Deku that's really kind. He's sad. Well, in the start of this What If series he was, because his soul was broken because he didn't have a quirk. He wanted to become a hero, but he's just like Bakugo. He has this evil personality at the start of the he looks like a villain and stuff like that, but he wants to be a hero, and he says all this words die and stuff in the battlefield and stuff like that. So that's what he's like, but he's more sadistic, psychotic and stuff like that, wants to kill, cut and stuff like that. And then Deku just says, wait, but I'm quirkless, I don't have a quirk. And All For One's shocked. He's like, what? You don't have a quirk? And Deku looks down really sad. He's like, so what if I don't have a quirk? I'll still beat those villains up. I mean, heroes up. And then All For One basically tells him, what if I give you a quirk? What if I can give you a quirk? How about that? Will you become a villain? And Deku's like, wait, is that possible to give someone a quirk? And remember, he's just in kindergarten, so he can believe anything. He doesn't really have this like knowledge that quirks can't be given out or something like that. So he's like, really? Okay, I'll be a villain. And he agrees with it. And he goes with All For One, and when they get to the villain base, All For One tells him his real name, All For One, and his quirk, his ability, and Deku's really surprised. And yeah, and from there on, the kid, Izuku Midoriya, vanishes. Police are looking for it, and heroes are looking for him, and Baku is worried, and he eventually forgets about him. Like, Deku, yeah, he was this kid, but he vanished somewhere. I don't really care about him anymore because he was quirkless. Who cares about a quirkless kid? So he is basically training all of his life with All For One. All For One is like his dad, and All For One also actually feels a lot of emotional connection to this kid, and he actually feels like father and son relationship with him. All For One does. So even if he does get hurt, he feels compelled to be with him and he wants to protect him. He doesn't really, and sometimes he might have that villain situation, or that cliche where the main character is a villain but he adopts a kid and he brings him on the journey, but eventually he becomes nice, and because of the kid, because the kid changed him. So that's the situation, but he still has a goal and he needs to finish it. But the only thing that is going to change, he's probably not going to put Deku in danger because he loves him and like a father and stuff. So he's probably not going to put him in the center of his plan, but he's still going to be useful. And Deku, no matter what, he wants to help his father and he thinks of him as his father. So sometimes he even slipped up and called him his father. So yeah, they have a really close relationship. Okay, so the quirks that I'm going to give him. So this is a combo of quirks. So first is stopping time. No, not stopping time. Slowing down time. It's the same one where it's from the What If series. What if All For One was Deku's father from We the Celestials? And it's stopping time, and he can also convert it to his eyes so he can slow down time. Just like the Sharingan, it slows down time so you can see things better. So that's one of his quirks. Control black flames, that's another ability that All For One gave him. It basically stains, so it's like a curse flame. So if it attacks you and completely burns you, you won't be able to heal ever again, because it's like a curse that coats your injuries, and no healing quirk or anything that can penetrate through that barrier. So it's permanent damage. So whatever that flame does to you, it's permanent. Just like how Asta lost his arms in Black Clover. I don't know if you watched it, but he lost his arms and no healing magic could heal it because there was a curse protecting the arm and the injuries and stuff, so he couldn't heal it, so it was completely permanently damaged. So yeah, it's like a curse flame, but it's also pretty freaking hot. And I'm gonna leave the third quirk for you guys to decide, because I don't think any quirk that could combine between those two. So I got the long range down, I got the cool time stopping or time slowing ability down, and yeah, the range doesn't matter. It's actually time slowing down. So across the world, time is also slowing down. So yeah. And the third ability, I'm going to leave it to you guys, which just comment down one quirk or a lot of quirks, and I'll just pick one that I actually like. And yeah, so comment down that below. And yeah, I hope you guys like this What If series. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and as always, Anime Junkie out.